I feel a bit horrified about talking about my love life in any way that is not to my mother or my very close friends, but I hope that somebody can listen to this story and feel some sense of feeling seen. Whatever, we're just experimenting here. This is episode 2. This is calm and it's fine. First, I wanted to say that I cannot accurately express my gratitude for every single person who has sent me a message or commented something on my page or followed Lunar Mind supporting me. It has sat so deeply with me. I've been dreaming about doing this for so long, and any little ounce of support that I get from people that I know and love and care for means so much to me. So thank you. So this is episode 2. I'm really excited. Telling stories is one of the many joys of my life. I'm a very long, detailed storyteller, but I think that is a huge way that I connect with people that I love. So I felt like a good medium for my first episode would be to just tell a personal story. So I just have always been someone who really believes in love and believes in the magic of romance. I love that about myself, and I wouldn't change the way I am at all. But I think that sometimes that manifests in the way that I feel so deeply about my romantic life. I was studying abroad. I had been in a relationship for a couple of years in my late high school, early college days, I guess, which had ended several months before I went abroad. But I guess, I don't know, it was the first time I was really in love, and yeah, it was quite earth-shattering when I realized that it wasn't right. When a relationship ends, like the most challenging part, or maybe also the most exciting part, is that you get to rediscover who you are afterwards. And I guess for me, it became like a blend of who I was before, kind of rediscovering that girl, and then also incorporating all the things that I had learned about myself in the years that I was seeing this person. I'll get into this in another story, but my abroad program didn't really turn out to be everything that I had hoped and dreamed it would be, to put it very vaguely and kindly. I was on a really small program with only maybe 15 people, and I didn't know them very well, and also just didn't feel very connected to them. I was in London, which is an incredible city. A lot of my weekends were spent on these excursions with just my study group. So yeah, I think I was feeling a little bit sad about the reality of my program, but that was sort of in the background. Anyway, so to set the scene, I had maybe just arrived at this weekend excursion with my study group in Brighton, which is a coastal city outside of London. We were there for a literature conference at Sussex University. I think I was just at a baseline a bit sad and frustrated that a weekend that I could have spent visiting one of my friends or traveling to a new city was spent in an auditorium. We're about to get on a bus to take us to Sussex University. My lovely and incredible friend, who actually had been quite close to me during a lot of the more difficult moments of like the actual breakup of this relationship, knew that I would have rather seen this coming from her than sort of stumbled upon it myself. But the person who I had dated was visiting his new girlfriend. I think she was also studying abroad at the time, so he was in her city visiting her and had posted all these pictures. And yeah, it just really, really stung. I think it was partially painful because I think the realization had hit that like that was really the end, and like it's time to move forward. I don't know if anyone listening to this has ever experienced seeing someone who you had once been with be with someone else in front of you, but it doesn't really feel nice. I had wished that I was less affected. I felt like I had spent a lot of time trying to move forward and trying to sort of detach myself from this person, it resurfaced a lot of pain and hurt that I think I thought that I had let go of. I received these photos. We're boarding the bus to Sussex U. I start sobbing. I think I just felt very overwhelmed with a sense of loneliness and feeling quite lost. Loneliness in a more tangible way, where I was not around people that I felt like understood my relationship or why I was feeling the way I was feeling, so I didn't really have an outlet necessarily to talk to anybody about it. But also lost in a way where I think my emotions were a little bit at odds with what I wanted to be feeling. So I felt just a little confused, sad, overwhelmed, anxious. I remember sitting in this dark auditorium trying to make sense of my sadness. After the session ended, I remember sort of walking around Sussex U by myself. I definitely called my mom, and that I will address an entire other episode because it deserves so much airtime, how deeply appreciative I feel for my mom, especially in helping me through my breakup. I think that really like changed the course of my relationship with my mom in an infinitely positive way. So I will spend lots of time, I'm sure, talking about that someday. But for now, we left Sussex U. I'm still reeling. Back to the hotel, we were checking in, and I remember someone saying there's one person who has an ocean view room, and we're in the elevator, and I was just thinking to myself, with my luck today, it is absolutely not me. But I opened the door, and these 3 gorgeous bay windows are glowing with the light of the beach into my room, and it really brought tears to my eyes. I had this moment where I genuinely felt this like spiritual freedom, maybe? I don't know how to explain this, but I just felt so grounded after feeling so disoriented with myself for the whole day. I think seeing the beauty of the ocean in front of me, insert photo right here, just took my breath away. And I had this moment where I realized that no matter what happens in my relationships, nothing will ever take away my ability to appreciate nature and being alive and what the world has to offer me. The universe just sort of, I mean, at least I feel like, makes things happen in a way where they're really supposed to happen that way and supposed to teach you something. So the universe was looking out for me in that moment and just gave me a little gem to be grateful for. I think that it definitely sort of shifted my pattern of thinking when it comes to these relationships, and I love that I feel so deeply, and I think I always will, and I hope that I always will, but I know that I will always find myself again, even if it feels like I won't. So in those really dark moments when I feel very lost with conceptualizing who I am in the aftermath of the end of something, that life and nature and the world will always be a guiding force for me in reconnecting with myself. Feeling heartbroken, it is one of the most powerful things that can really alter the course of your life and change your brain chemistry in ways that will make you so strong. You really do become a version of yourself that you never thought was possible. And that sounds so corny and stupid, but that's my perspective on it, and I know other people feel that way. We're gonna end it there, and again, thank you to any soul who listened to this video. I love you, and I appreciate you so deeply. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.